This podcast is part of Another Happy Studios,
the home of podcasts with passion.
Hello and welcome once again to Talking Pictures Podcast. I'm your host David, and joined with me as always my co-host Brian. Brian, how are you today?
Maybe a little disturbed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I understand that.
This is a heavy one. Mm-hmm. What are we talking about?
Today we're going to be talking about one of my personal favourite films, which is called Prisoners. It is a film that I saw 2017 or something like that. And
On your laptop, probably, no doubt.
no, on my TV. Thanks a mil. Appreciate it.
Well, I saw it when I saw it when it first came out.
Did you?
Yeah, I rented it from Extravision.
Wow. And you didn't have it on your Letterboxd?
No.
That's funny. That's weird. But then again, like you're a bit of an oddity when it comes to your Letterboxd.
I do I do fancy myself a bit of an odyssey. Yes.
Not an odyssey, an oddity.
Yes, same difference.
That you, for some reason, if you watch a movie, but if you rewatch a movie, you don't log that you rewatched it. So like some days you'll come over here and I'll be like, "Oh, did you watch anything?" And you'll name like 4 movies, and I go, "That wasn't on any of your Letterboxd." And yeah, I didn't log it. Because they're all rewatches, and that just does not compute with me. And you don't do it for movies that you've rewatched, but you don't have logged on your Letterboxd.
I have to have a code. I have to have a fine line on how I manage my.
And I respect that. I respect that because I also have some fine lines. I don't log comedy specials, and I don't log TV shows on Letterboxd. So everyone has to have a fine line, but I think that your line is crazy.
I know.
You're
I do break it from time to time, only when I feel like it. Do you know? Like, I watched Borat and Project X with the lads the other day.
And did you log either of those?
No.
No.
I might. I'll see.
We'll see. Hey, listen, follow us on Letterboxd. Down in the links below, as always, in the description.
Yeah, sure. Follow us on LinkedIn. We're still on that.
Follow us on LinkedIn. Jesus Christ. Follow us everywhere. Brian, we're here to talk about Prisoners. So you had seen it before. I thought that we were going into this where I was the one that had seen it and you hadn't seen it, and this was nearly a recommendation almost.
Wait a minute. You thought I didn't see this movie?
Because Brian, there's a social media app that I use, okay, and it logs people's films, and you didn't have it logged.
All right, now you're just backtracking, all right? You're retreating into a conversation we just had and established that I have a few protocols to adhere to.
But I didn't know. How am I to know? How am I to know which films you have and haven't seen if you don't log them all?
Do you not think I would have asked you, David, what's this movie Prisoners that you've brought up as one of your spotlights to record, that we've now somewhat fast tracked to record and release as soon as? I've never once brought it up to you. Did you not think that maybe?
But I just assumed that you were like, oh, I'll trust you. I would do that for you. If you put a thing in the schedule, if you put in there,
yes,
I want to do this movie, and I'd never seen it, I would go, okay, I would trust you. And I wouldn't look up anything about it. I would go into it completely blind and try to figure out why.
Interesting.
That's not an invitation to do it.
What do you mean? You just invited me. Okay. You welcomed me with open arms. You laid the doormat on the ground.
I washed your feet as you came in.
But this is Hugh Jackman, right around the time he has done a glorious return to form as Wolverine in the same time period, and Jake Gyllenhaal about alright, fine, Gyllenhaal, probably on the heels or just before Nightcrawler.
I think it was just before, yeah.
And you think I didn't watch this movie at the time it came out?
Yeah, well, I didn't watch it at the time it came out. I watched it, 5 years later.
Do you think I never watched it since at any moment in time since 2013?
Some movies can just pass us by, Brian. Listen, we've established now that we've both seen the movie.
Yes.
More than once.
I've seen it before you.
Yeah, okay, it's not competition.
I win.
Okay, how many times have you seen it?
7.
You're a liar.
I've seen it more than 3 times.
Okay, that's alright. Okay. 7, straight away. Not one logged on Letterboxd.
I didn't know Letterboxd existed until 2019.
Okay, yeah, sure.
What do you mean, sure? You introduced it to me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is too fun of a conversation to have for
such a
movie.
serious movie.
We have to get low and depressed right now.
Okay, sorry, Brian. Sorry. So what did you think of it? Because, again, another thing that you do, which I hate you for, but I also do it sometimes, where if we're going to talk about a movie, we'll log the movie on Letterboxd, but not give it any stars to hide from the other person what we thought about it. Now, here's the opposite ends of the spectrum. You logged it and gave it no stars. I gave it 5 stars and a heart.
You just did that in spite of me.
No, I did that. If you go back and look at all of my logs, I've given it 5 stars from day one. since the first time I watched it, I've always thought this is a 5-star movie for me. And I normally would give things, if I love a movie, it's a 4.5-star. Mm-hmm. And it's only after a couple of viewings do I then push things up to a 5-star.
I know.
You look back at Doom Part 2. I gave the first viewing of Doom Part 2 a 4.5, and then subsequent viewings it's a 5-star. So it's very rare that I'd immediately go in as a 5-star.
So you fancy Denis Villeneuve then?
Man, Denis Villeneuve, he's just for me, he is
The new Christopher Nolan.
I wouldn't even say he's the new Christopher Nolan. I'd say he's on par with Christopher Nolan. I think the two of them are doing just fantastic work in their own respective fields, and they are on level with each other.
They're the only two competing with each other.
Yeah.
There is no... It's only Villeneuve and Nolan.
They feel like, to me, the Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese of this generation.
Yeah.
You know, that they are two giants of the industry that can just create and create and create, and every single time they make something, it's fantastic.
And I imagine they both like Paul Dano.
I would imagine, yeah. I think I could be wrong in this. The population of the world is, let's round it to 8 billion. I would say there's 7,999,999,999 people that like Paul Dano, and there's one person that doesn't. And to him, I could say, go fuck yourself. Why wouldn't you like Paul Dano? That person being Quentin Tarantino.
So why is it you love Prisoners so much?
I love Prisoners so much because it is likely one of the best mysteries I've seen. It is so raw. It is, I would say, probably the best performance I've seen from Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. And Paul Dano, actually. I think that all three of them are they're just giving their all. They're giving their best. Mm-hmm. It's a story that once you've seen it more than once, everything connects. There's no loose ends. There's nothing in it for me that I'm wondering, wait, why did that happen? Or what was this exactly? It's a mystery that is it's enclosed within itself.
Yeah, in subsequent viewings, you gain a better understanding of
Absolutely.
What's going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't hold your hand either.
No, it doesn't hold your hand. If you're not getting it, it's too bad. But it's just slow and methodical and acted. It's so well directed. It just looks stunning. The setting of this small town where all of these secrets are, and it's not even revealing all these different things. It's just this underworld of things that could possibly be going on. This could be anywhere in America. This could be any small town in any state, and look at all these things that are happening, multiple children that have gone missing. The fact that Jake Gyllenhaal is oh yeah, I have a list of 9 sex offenders within the area around it that it could possibly be, and it's
I thought you said 3.
I'm pretty sure he said 9. He did go to 3, but he said 9.
The way I describe it in continuation of what you're saying, it feels like all the people in this movie are trapped in this one town.
Oh, would you say that they're prisoners?
I'll show myself out now.
Yeah. That was the point you were probably going to build to.
Yeah.
They're
just skip to it.
Prisoners as a title is fantastic because there's so many characters that are imprisoned within so many different aspects of life.
But it's also one of those titles that it does make sense, but I feel like there's a lot of audience members who won't accept the fact that it's just called Prisoners and not question it. Mm-hmm. But they'll have to do a bit extra thinking as to, why is it called Prisoners?
Yeah.
Why is it not called Kidnapped? Mm-hmm. Why is it not called anything else to remotely suggest that this movie, Prisoners, it's not about inmates in a prison. Mm-hmm. It's not about prisoners of war. It's about a family, two families who lose their children suspected of being kidnapped, and it's about the father of one family and the cop investigating it, and the two of them pursuing their own matters to investigate and solve this mystery. I think I've found an answer now. I once said at some point on this podcast why the likes of maybe the Knives Out mysteries are not my favourite kind of mysteries. I think I said the likes of something maybe akin to Hateful Eight is one of my favorite mysteries. Murder mysteries, or who done it is what I'm trying to specify, right?
Yeah.
But who done it are known for being only murder mysteries, like who killed the person.
Yeah.
Well, this movie Prisoners is not a murder mystery, but damn it is a definite who done it. Who kidnapped these girls? And I think these are the kind of mysteries I love.
Yeah.
It's
a thriller. It's a crime thriller. Like there's you're on edge the entire time just trying to figure this out, and every time that you go down one path, another path opens up and you're like, oh my god, like,
and the paranoia that comes with going down that path. Like, how convinced are you? How much did you shout at the screen saying, it's him, it's Paul Dano's character, he did it, he admitted it to Hugh Jackman in front of his face, he's responsible, he tried to escape in the first scene, it's definitely something to do with him, he's involved. And no matter how hard and ready you are to get answers from him, when Hugh Jackman's got him kidnapped and he's got him tied up, it's like you have all the answers in the world in the palm of your hands, and you're so well prepared to get them and to get the answers as to who kidnapped the children. And every time we go back to that scene and we just see Hugh Jackman torture him, and it's not quick scenes and it doesn't shy away. We cut back to one where he's just holding him, he's just gripping him, and he's seconds apart plummeting his face with his fist, and Paul Dano's just reacting to it, but not responding to it. He's punching a beanbag who can't express his pain or his emotions, and then he threatens him, stands him up, and he places his hand on the stake. He says, you're gonna make me do this? And Hugh Jackman's intense breathing and his anger, and he's getting the hammer, and just I really need to know, was he meant to smash the sink with the hammer in that wide
or was
shot?
that just the height of the emotions within the scene?
Was that Hugh Jackman's method acting?
Like, you can feel the frustration, I think, come through, that, you know, like you're saying, that all the answers are here in front of you.
Yeah.
He has him now in a situation where it's like, just tell me.
Yeah.
Just tell me and you can go free. I don't want to do this. You don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Just tell me.
And he
it's
even
like
says to himself, why don't you just fucking tell me? He's getting tired.
It gets to a point of exhaustion where this man is being beaten bloody, and yet still he won't tell. But like, there's just this innate belief within Hugh Jackman's character where that he has to be responsible because of what he said in the car park. It has to be him. There's no way. Why would he say that otherwise? He knows something. He has to know something.
Yeah.
And
there's no going back. He has to commit to it. Even when Terrence Howard is saying that there's another suspect, David Dashmalton.
couldn't be him. No, because of what he said to me.
Yeah.
It has to be him.
Or maybe even that he's working together, because he said to me, he said to me that they only cried when he left them. So who did he leave them with? Yeah. Like, he refuses to believe that it could be anyone else, and he can't now. It's like his blind fate has lured him down this path.
I'm really glad that you said blind faith, because that's one of the cruxes of the story as well, is like, why is this being done to them? And we find out from the culprit later that the person who actually did it is like, it's the war we wage against God. Is that, like, these people are religious. Like, that's the thing. We see Keller, Hugh Jackman's character, he's got a cross on it around his neck. He's got one over his rear mirror in his car. Like, what is the opening of the movie is what him hunting, and he's given the Lord's Prayer. He's saying an Our Father before they shoot the deer. Like, religion, even though it's not something that's in your face in the film, it's something that is within their lives. And so he has such a strong faith and a strong belief in God, that God will help him and this is the right thing to do. It's that belief that is unbroken. It's the character who stole his daughter wants to break his belief, and it's his belief in getting the answer out of Paul Dano that he's unwavering in it. His belief, no matter what it's in, is so strong, it's unbreakable, and that's what allows him to be able to find his daughter later on. And even that scene,
deep much maybe.
That scene so much later on where he's saying the Our Father, and he gets to the point where he's like, and forgive those who trespass against us.
Motherfucker, I was definitely about to bring that up.
He gets choked up about it. He can't bring himself to say the words.
How many movies have you seen?
Personally?
It's a rhetorical.
It's at least 3,000.
So, want to wager a guess how many times you've watched a character say the Lord's Prayer and you paid attention?
Yeah. No, I
This is the one time I can say where a character is saying "Our Father," and I pay attention to the words that he does not say, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Like, you can't get those words out.
Now, make no mistake, we grew up in schools where we were forced to say that prayer, so it's ingrained in us in a certain way. I can say it an Our Father and a Hail Mary, just like
Back
that.
to back, no problem.
No problem, just like that, as if it was me reading a script. But when he can't bring himself to say that, well, he's got Paul Dano trapped in a boarded up bath.
Torture device. It's a torture device.
Yeah. He can't bring himself to say that line because he can't forgive him because of the belief he has that he kidnapped his daughter and he won't tell him where he has her. This movie is so big, yet it is captured in such a small container.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with Denis Villeneuve doing his three Dune movies back to back, and they are big, both emotionally and bombastically, practically. It's their massive blockbuster epics. This movie is big internally within the characters and the deeper narrative, yet it's just captured under the dull weather of this small town. And I actually really would like to see Denis Villeneuve go back to do a movie like this again.
Yeah, something a little bit smaller.
Something a little bit smaller. I love seeing that he's cast the likes of Hugh Jackman in this movie, right? Because how long are we going to live our lives just viewing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and doing the odd movie here and there? Whereas the likes of Jake Gyllenhaal is like, is he on par to Matt Damon? Above Mark Wahlberg, lower than Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, I would have said that he, for a good long while, he was. I'd say right now he's maybe less so.
Less so than...
No, he's definitely above like the Matt Damons and the Mark Wahlbergs. I think he's entered into a Leonardo DiCaprio phase where he's not in much.
But I think he is still in so much. That's why I feel like he's just...
Well, recently, though. He was in The Bride. But can you name what he's in before that?
No, but that's because I don't have a list, and I don't want to break the communicative chain we have for this movie. But never mind the two billing names of this movie, right? He's cast Paul Dano in this movie, all right? And if there were ever a performance that you could watch and make you think that's why he was cast in this role later on, Paul Dano here gave vibes of what Matt Reeves wanted him to do when playing the Riddler.
Absolutely. I got that vibe as well. This is like the initial kind of, there's something off here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's kind of like if you see Michael C. Hall playing Dexter, and yet he played this polar opposite character in 6 Feet Under. But there's this one scene where he pretends to be deranged and psychotic, and just to play a real serial killer sociopath. And in that one scene, fans are saying that's why he was cast as Dexter, you know? And that's what I feel like with Paul Dano here. It's so good. And Terrence Howard is great. I always felt like he peaked in the mid-2000s, and like he brings it as all here. He plays the father who won't cross that threshold, and yet
He's complicit in it. Yeah, he's like, I won't do it, but I won't stop you from doing it either.
his missus wears the pants in the house.
Yeah.
None other
I
than...
forgot Viola Davis was in it, actually, when going to watch this. I was like, oh yeah, because I always remembered that the wife is, if she feels like more of an integral role in the torture of it all.
Yeah.
But I just completely forgot it was Viola Davis.
She brings it.
Oh
She
yeah, come on.
absolutely brings
Viola
it.
Viola Davis is just a phenomenal actress that, again, isn't in enough. You know, I've heard people describe her as the black Meryl Streep, and I'm like, yeah, fully believe it.
She doesn't even need to be black. Like, pin her up against Meryl Streep. Like, she's that good. You know? When people say, oh, Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, recently Olivia Colman, and just to name a few, and then all of a sudden, well, wait a minute, we've got Viola Davis over here, and not too far behind her is Octavia Spencer.
Yeah.
She's Oscar winner, and she's Oscar worthy now. It's just saying. But I liked how it's funny, like, out of the two families, the Hugh Jackman's character is the main father, but his wife, played by Maria Bello, she plays a very passive role.
I love her role. I love her role so much. The fact that she becomes a prisoner within her own body, that she's so grief stricken that she cannot. All she wants to do is sleep. It's like essentially she wants to be dead.
Yeah.
She does not want to live in a world where she's lost her daughter. So what's she gonna do? Is take sleeping tablets and just sleep all day. Like it's a great. I was kind of watching it this time and I was like, nearly. Does each character represent some way of this kind of like the 5 stages of grief? Do you know, where Hugh Jackman is like the anger, and she is like the depression, and the son is kind of nearly like acceptance, like he wants to accept it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't quite get there. I don't know if I'm all over the place or not.
I don't know the 5 stages of grief. I know some of the ones
there's bargaining, grief, denial, acceptance, like those kind of things. And I thought maybe each character would fit within that. I don't think they do. I didn't spend that much time thinking about it, but I do love the contrast of the bargaining and the anger that Hugh Jackman goes through compared to his wife, that she just like completely sinks within herself and she just sleeps, you know.
Even in that one scene where she wakes up delusional, but she hears someone lurking in the house, in the upstairs, in the bedrooms, and she thinks it's her daughter who's come home, and she checks that the window's open, and she hears someone else moving about, but there's no one to be seen. And then she calls Jake Gyllenhaal to come to investigate, and take, are you going to write this down? Like, he can't take it seriously because he's just looking at all the pills she's taken. But she, funny enough, that her telling him to write that down is what helps him solve something.
Yeah.
But, you know, dialogue not wasted.
That's the thing. There's no loose ends in this. It's like every scene matters. Every piece of dialogue matters.
That's exactly what he says. Jake Gyllenhaal, he says that in the movie. But I like how life was resuscitated back into her when she gets the phone call that they have to go to the hospital because a discovery was made. Don't want to jump the shark or anything, but as soon as they get wind that one of the 2 girls has now been found, she rose from the dead.
Yeah. You know what would have been actually a little bit better? If they had found out that one of the girls was back, that we didn't find out if it was Anna or Joy. Like, can you imagine like that kind of that hope within them to rush to the hospital and find out who it was? Like, if all the parents had been there together, it's like, oh, they found one of the girls and that we don't know which one it was, and we got there, and like the relief and the joy in Viola Davis and Terrence Howard's characters versus the distraught, like how they would have acted, Hugh Jackman and
the elephant is in the room. It can't be ignored. All right. Maria Bello goes into the room, and what's the first thing Viola Davis says? We're gonna find her. We're gonna find her. I promise you, we're gonna find her.
It's like their turmoil is over. Yeah, they're pretty chill.
Yeah, we're happy that our daughter's okay. But sucks to be you, bro. But like,
pretty much, yeah. Like there's this kind of like there's this calmness about them where there's no sense of urgency or anything like that. You know, they walk in and they're immediately asking
the unconscious child who's just
where's Anna? How far from the road were you? And it's like, everyone's like, dude, come on, give her a second. And it's like, no, hold on a minute now. You flipped the script here, okay? Hugh Jackman and what's his wife's character's name?
I don't know.
What's the actress's name?
Maria Bello.
The 2 of them are sitting in there with their little girl, and Viola Davis and Terrence Howard walk in. They're immediately also doing that. They're like, where's Joy? They'd be asking the exact same questions. It's like there's this moment of the possibility that they may be able to get their daughter. It's like, you think they're not gonna like step up into that moment and try and get answers? Yes, the little girl is unconscious, but it's like, what do those questions lead to? Her saying, you were there, you were there, and that is the light bulb for Keller, that he goes, I've only been one place. I've only been to one other place other than the apartment where I've been torturing Alex. So it's like, where else have I been? That other place. And he goes straight there. He runs as fast as he can, as fast as his little legs can take him.
Doesn't tell anyone, doesn't tell the police. He can't rely on their response to this situation.
Because in his mind, they've not been doing anything. It's like they like
following false suspects, following himself, telling him that they found evidence that his daughter is dead because of the so-called alleged blood stains on her clothes.
But it's like yeah, there's just this false sense of perspective for Keller, because he's like just laser focused on Paul Dano's character, on Alex, that there's no possibility that it could have been anyone else. And it's like he's in that room where he says, like, or when he's identifying the photos, you know, he says it to Jake Gyllenhaal, he says it to Loki, he says, this is your fault, this is on you because you wasted time. And it's like he doesn't want to put any blame on himself. What's he been doing? He's been torturing the wrong guy. He's presented with what seems to be evidence that his daughter is dead. And he goes back to that room, and he's so blinded by it, he continues to torture Paul Dano.
Just standing there thinking, where are we going to go with it? He's turning the faucet of hot water, roiling hot water on. And then he gets to the point where he's just sitting there drinking, and he's bargaining with him. Like, I don't know what else to do, Alex. Like, you don't know how else to torture you to get information out of it? Yeah. Wow, okay.
But and he's so blinded again, he's so laser focused that he's been presented with evidence that his daughter is dead at the hands of someone else. And he's like, no. Like, there's been no evidence for Alex other than that comment he made in the car park.
Yeah.
This one comment that he made, and he's so blinded by it, it's like, I have to follow through on this. It's like, but yet he still has the audacity to blame Jake Gyllenhaal because he wasted time following the wrong person. And it's like, but in that moment, you are following what seems to be the wrong person. It's David Dashmalchian. It's him that killed your daughter. It's not.
No.
But that's the evidence that's presented to all the characters in that moment.
I think every time I see this movie, I forget how David Dashmalchian was not the suspect. Like, the fact that you introduce him as a red herring, thinking, who's this new creepy guy whose face I recognize from other movies?
He's a great creepy guy, isn't he? Listen, a lot of love for the guy. Favorite character actor. One of my favorite character actors.
Cast in multiple Denis Villeneuve movies.
But he just does look a little creepy.
Yeah, he does.
But he has to know that. He has to know that from the roles he takes.
Yeah, but he plays a creep in Dune. He plays at least an oddball in Blade Runner 2049. And what does he play here?
A creep.
Yeah, there you go.
Kidnapper.
Technically, he's not a kidnapper.
No, he's not a kidnapper, but he breaks into people's houses and steals kids' clothes.
He does. And I feel like in his own mind, he's like Batman. Because what he does contributes to the investigation to lead who is the real suspect. Because what does he do? He takes the girls' clothing from their own homes and makes it look like it's like he repeats the actions of the murders, likely what he witnessed when he was once kidnapped. And it's like he's creating it.
He wants to be involved in some way.
I think there's no confirmed answer. Denis Villeneuve can tell you this is what you can think. And as I'm speaking right now, I think in his own head, he is recreating the blood-soaked, stained clothes with the snakes in boxes. It's like him doing all that, those recreations. It's like him in his creation of the maze, the map, to help the families and the police find who took the girls. It's like he's trying to find his way back. He's still fucked up in the head to the point where, yeah, no wonder he blew his brains out. But I think he would be harmless. Similar to Paul Dano's character, Alex, he could not articulate what he was feeling. All he had to do was say, I was once kidnapped as a child, but likely from the same people. and I think, I can't exactly remember who it was, but what I'm doing here is what my memory allows me to recall.
See, I think you're giving Alex too much credit there.
Alex?
Yeah.
Talk about David Dashmalchian.
Oh, sorry. I think you're giving both the characters too much credit, because I think they're both disturbed individuals and neither of them fully knew what happened to them. I truly believe Alex doesn't know that he was kidnapped at all. And the same for David Dashmalchian's character. I think that...
I think David Dashmalchian does remember.
I think he's trying to figure it out. I think that he's creating those maps, and he had read the book as well, and he was trying to figure out what had happened to him, because he was like obsessed with like finishing the maps, because it's like if you finish the maze you can go home. That's what he was always told. And so he's like, he's always he like whatever the situation was where he was let go, he wasn't ever returned home. So it's like, I have to finish the maze so I can get home, almost.
Right. Okay.
That's how I figure it. And then when it comes to Alex, like Alex is a disturbed individual as well, because don't forget there is that situation where he takes the dog for a walk and he like picks it up by the lead and like is essentially hanging it.
But you know why he's doing that.
Why?
What's your answer as to why he's doing that?
I think he's just a little bit disturbed.
See, my answer as to why he's hanging the dog is because his inner subconscious is telling him, I want to harm my aunt because of the torture she's done to me. I don't know why. I don't even know what. I just know it's there. And this is not Alex saying this. This is his inner subconscious that none of us are able to communicate.
See, I never got the impression that Alex was tortured by his aunt. I
know. I fully believe that he was. He was tortured. He was thrown into the hole. He was forced to take that black liquid. He could have been bitten by a snake. And he was brainwashed and brain damaged to the point where he doesn't know where he is half the time. Like the fact that he has an IQ of an 8-year-old, he can't respond. He can't respond to being punched into the face.
See, it's just, I think, like, why is it that Alex was kept compared to all of the other kids? Like, because we find out through the priest that the man that comes and he kills him in his basement, he had admitted to killing 16 other kids.
Having bragged about it as well.
Bragged about it, and he was going to do it to more kids.
Yeah.
So why was it Alex that they kept? Why did they not kill Alex? Like, is it because they lost their son? Because they say they lost their son to cancer. And was Alex, just the next kid that they decided to keep? Like, it's, I don't...
Maybe Alex was the last one taken for a while.
I don't know, Alex seems younger than David Martin.
Yes, you're right. Well, whether the fact he is doesn't mean that he was in the movie. Do you know? That's a good point. That's a good point. The way I see it, I don't need a direct answer as to why they kept Alex. Other than the fact that they wanted a kid to keep for their own. They wanted a replacement. They felt that Alex, whose real name is Barry, was probably one timid kid who they could manipulate to call their own. That's the way I see it. But yeah,
but I think, sorry, the point I was trying to get across is that Alex there is something wrong with him. Not only is he not developed, he's obviously only the mind of an 8-year-old, but like there is something in him that he would harm a dog like that. Do you know?
Yeah, it's like a bad owner abusing a dog. At some point, that dog is going to bite back. Now, in this case, Alex is not snapping and attacking his aunt and killing her because he's too far gone to do something like that. But when he's alone and no one's around to watch him do this thing where he knows he's not supposed to do, which is hurt his aunt's dog, because that's the only way he can retaliate. Do you know? If he knew what he was doing, he would run away and escape, because he's if he can drive around, he's free to roam. He can literally go to the police himself, but he can't, because he can't communicate. He can't articulate. He can't talk about the inner turmoil and the fact that he was kidnapped, because he doesn't know.
Like what you're saying, I 100%. Not that I agree with it, but I see where you're coming from. Absolutely, like, and it's a fair point, and it's if that's the avenue you want to go down with your mind, then I go for it. I don't know. I just don't see his aunt actually abusing him. Now, his uncle, the man that did it, the guy that died. Yeah, I would believe that he would do that. But I felt as though there would maybe be a little bit of a softer side to her. That's why he stuck around.
You're thinking
I think there has to be some level.
A softer side?
There has to be some level as to why he stuck around.
As to why Alex was
Alex still, like, trusts her completely. Like,
because
she's the one that picks him up from the thing, and she's, like, quite tender with him and that kind of stuff. Like, there is a soft side. Like, up until the end, we see her as, like, a harmless old woman, who's looking after her nephew.
Yeah.
Now, we find out afterwards that's not the case, but there's no indication to me that, other than the dog thing, and I attribute his torture of the dog down to there is something wrong with him. You know,
But-
there
but-
is a bad streak in him. I don't see that as him getting some kind of retaliation on his aunt. Because if there was some kind of retaliation from the aunt, when Hugh Jackman is there beating the ever-living shit out of him, all he has to say is, my aunt has them.
But that's what I'm saying. He can't talk. He can't communicate that. It's like he's no control of those little doses that are trying to sneak out of his brain to communicate to Hugh Jackman. I don't know why he said that to him when he throws him to the ground. He says,
They only cried when I left them.
yeah, I don't know why that's the one and only time he said something, and he was trying to say something else about the maze. That's where you'll find him. That's his inner conscience. It's his subconscious. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what your subconscious is. Your subconscious is the thing that you don't know, that you yourself don't know is what's coming out, whether you realize it or not, whether you have no control over it or not. I believe that this is an answer, as opposed to what you're saying that it feels like a non-answer. The avenue I'm going down, it feels like it's filled with years of the culprit, after stealing how many kids and killing them, they decide to keep this one and drug him up for the entirety of probably his whole childhood, to the point where he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't remember his real mother. He believes himself to be Alex. He becomes accustomed to the life that he doesn't even probably know to think about the torture he went through. Now that he's living his life as normal as the neighbours next door, that he can walk down the street, walk the dog, take the RV out, stay in the RV from time to time. That's what I believe.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I'm
not telling you to go fuck yourself. I'm
No,
just saying.
and I don't think you are. I think it's interesting that we can have a character like this and we can go down two completely different avenues of who this character is, because he's so complex and there's so little information given about him that we can kind of nearly fill in the information of what makes sense for us for this character.
Yeah.
And neither of us are right and neither of us are wrong.
I think because Denis Villeneuve has not given us an answer, we are forced to get an answer from him. Like the fact that he's singing Jingle Bells, Batman Smells. He's singing that to himself, knowing that the girls sang it while they were playing with him before his aunt decided that we should keep them. But he doesn't even think about communicating that to Hugh Jackman at any point in time when he's kidnapped, because he's probably only able to think about what's happening now. And he turns around and he looks at, oh, there's a big man pointing that thing at me. He might not even know that that's a gun. Do you know? It's the little moments that sneaks out. Like we're not telling Viola Davis where the kids are. He says, help me.
Yeah.
Because
he is just a kid that needs help in that situation. In that moment, he's hurt.
Yes, I think he only lives in the present, and he still there's only a very limited nothing that can come out of him. It's probably the most talked about character in this movie, and on the surface he's just so simple, and boy, he is definitely a character I would not want to see when he gets rescued from the police after that torture. I would be afraid. I would be afraid to see him.
There's the moment when Viola Davis enters into the room and she takes the bag off his head and his eyes are just bulged out, like almost comedically, where they're like you can't see through them. And it's like, oh my god!
I think it's actually there's no laughing there. It's
they're so big. It's almost comedic, but you're like, oh no, this is for real. And I think it's a moment. It's a real turning point where all of a sudden you feel bad. You feel bad for this character who, like, all of the evidence that Hugh Jackman has, all the evidence that Keller has, is all the same evidence that we as an audience have.
Therefore, we believe.
We know this RV that we've seen at the beginning. We saw the girls playing on it. Then when Jake Gyllenhaal finds this guy, he's the one that's in the car. We recognize that the RV is exactly the same one.
And he tried to escape.
And then we were there. We heard what he said to Keller in the car park. It's only us and it's only Keller that heard that. So it's like us as an audience are also led so hard to believe that yes, this is the guy that did it. We just need to get the answer out of him. So when you're like, okay, he's justified in doing this. Like, he's trying to save his daughter. Like, he will go to any lengths to save her. But then when she pulls that bag off him and you see the damage that's done to his face, you're like, oh, this, like, you feel
Yeah. Oh,
yourself is like, oh no, this has gone too far. Like, you kind of shift from Hugh Jackman's character into Terrence Howard character, where you go like, oh, we've gone too far, like, we can't keep doing this. And you're right, then as soon as he puts him in that box, it's like, we don't ever see him again. We don't see Alex. We see him through a like pinhole of light. We just see his face. But it's like, you don't want to see his body. You don't want to see like the torture that he's gone through, where he's having scalding hot water and freezing cold water, something that, you know, it hurts so bad, but it's not going to leave any physical pain. It's like you open that box and he would just be shaking, like, just fear of touch almost.
Scalding hot water does leave marks.
Yeah, no, it will, absolutely, but like, it's not going to leave scars. Like, it's in an immediacy, it will show you, yes, but yeah,
I think this is the first time I am watching this movie thinking that every time we see Alex get tortured, even before that, even the scene where he's just sitting there taped up and it's before the torture starts, that this is not your fault.
Yeah, because obviously every time we watch it after the first one, it's a completely different light on this character, because you know it's not him. And so every hit is like, oh, this is not, no, it's the wrong person.
Yeah, it's kind of like when Jake Gyllenhaal opens the newspaper and he's reading boy missing for 20 odd years, now returned to mother, and like the fact that that's nearly a blink and you'll miss it. You know,
and it's even the fact that it's the woman that he visits earlier in the film, and she's watching the tape. She's like, oh, it's the only video I have of him, and it's like, that was him.
I mean, like, you must feel stupid for not putting two and two together when you're watching the movie the first time around, because now every time you watch it, it's like, it's blatantly obvious. He's it feels like he's only over the road.
Well, there's something about like a thriller like this, or a mystery, where when you go back and watch it, you feel like an idiot, or you're like, oh my god, I can't believe that. Like, when
how you missed that, how you didn't put the clues together.
Yeah, well, one thing that you couldn't have put together, but you're so like, oh my god, I can't believe how close we were the first time round, is when Jake Gyllenhaal goes to the house and he's looking in the car. The car is over the hole where the girls are. Like, it's like, they're there. They are right under you. Like, you are standing above them. And the fact that the aunt, like, she comes out and she goes like, oh, it's for sale if you want it. Like, she tries to nearly like, she puts attention on it to draw attention away from it. Yeah. It's like, it's not really for sale and he's not going to be interested in it. But if you talk about the car, he's no longer going to be interested in the car. And it's like, you're that close. You're standing above them. You know, like, the mystery is about to be solved. If only the girls whistled. If they had the whistle, if they weren't drugged up and they could blow on that whistle, that would be it, movie over. Yeah.
One thing I did want to bring up, it's to do with Alex's real mother and the fact that he's reunited with her in the end. I know I said I didn't want to see Alex after he would be rescued, because I don't think I could bear to see an innocent person, as innocent as he was, to see the torture he went through the entire movie. Because how bad are you going to feel if you are rooting for Hugh Jackman to do it, especially the first time round, and to see the reaction on his mother that she got her son back.
Yeah. Oh my god, what's happened to him?
But it's not his. It's not who he could have been had he not been kidnapped. Like, Alex is living in a home for the rest of his life. He's living with care. And do you know what else I think just adds a bit of strength to this movie? A bit of range. That is a movie in itself.
Just Alex's recovery. You could just follow that, yeah.
You could have a movie where a mother whose child was abducted and has been missing for like 20 years, and the movie starts with the mother being informed that her son has been found. Press play. That's the premise of the movie. And the movie is about her coming to cope with his sudden return, yet he's different, and how she can adjust to that life.
Yeah.
Like, that's another movie that is a little bit similar to that is Room with
Brie Larson,
and Jacob Tremblay. That's one example. Like, the fact that I could draw a movie, an entire like 90-minute, 120-minute movie, just from
a newspaper clipping. Yeah.
Only fucking Denis Villeneuve could probably do that.
And on an unrelated note, make sure to check out our review of Lee Cronin's The Mummy.
Why'd you bring that up? No way! Good on you, Lee Cronin. So, I suppose we should talk about Jake Gyllenhaal.
For this movie, for some reason, I don't know if anyone else knows it, he blinks a lot.
He does it purposely.
Yeah.
No, but
No, it's
this is the first time I've noticed it. But yeah, he does it now, like, as if there must be a reason why, but it's not explained.
no. He's that's the thing, is that this feels like just a well-rounded character who is competent and does his job well. And like, he has so many little character traits that are unexplained, because guess what? He's not the main character of the story. He is there to serve a purpose, which is to find these little girls. He's not the main character. We don't see his personal life. All we ever see is him at work. We see him, we're introduced to him. He's eating Thanksgiving dinner in a diner by himself. And then from then on, he's at work. He works, and he's there from 12 o'clock at night to 11:59 the following night. Like, he works 24 hours. You know, he is a hard worker. He comes to blows with his boss about a lot of different things. Like, you said they were under surveillance, and the boss is like, I don't have the money for that. And he's like, I would have been there. You had told me you didn't have money, I would have been there. I would have been looking after Alex, and we wouldn't be in this shit show. Like, he's just so committed to his job. I think he's one of the best detectives in any movie ever. He's just so committed. I love him.
Why do you think his name is called Loki?
I don't know. I'd say his parents probably named him that. I don't know. It's his last name.
But come on, think about it. Loki. When you think Loki, you think the Norse god.
Yeah.
But why did they, when making this movie, did they name him Loki?
I don't know. It's a cool name.
No, there's definitely a reason to it. You don't just name... You just
I don't know. I think it's just a cool name.
Yeah, it is a cool name, but they definitely named him that for a reason. More than a reason that they named Hugh Jackman's character Keller.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I looked it up, but I forget.
Okay, good. I'm glad you brought it up, so.
Something to do with the the Loki god being mysterious, but also mischievous. Something to do along those lines. Who do you like more, Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie or Hugh Jackman in this movie?
Jake Gyllenhaal, 100%.
Character or performance?
Both.
You think he steals the movie?
I think he steals the movie. I think Hugh Jackman gives his best performance, full stop. There's just like a level of anger and anguish that, like, it's incomparable to how he is as Wolverine. Like, yes, there are some similarities, but like, I don't feel like what Keller goes through in this is like anything that Wolverine has gone through. Do you know, in that kind of way? Like, even though there can be kind of comparatively, they can be compared as performances, but there's just something about Jake Gyllenhaal. There's a scene where he walks to his desk and he throws everything off. Yeah.
if there's ever a scene I look forward to in a given movie, I don't know why, it's that.
There's two, and they both involve computers. It's Jake Gyllenhaal walking to his desk, throwing everything off his desk and smashing his keyboard to bits. And the other one is Andrew Garfield walking up to Mark Zuckerberg. He goes, Mark, and then Justin Timberlake's like, he's plugged in. And he's like, oh, is he? Yeah. And he picks up the laptop and smashes it to pieces. Yeah. I look forward to those two scenes every single time I watch these movies.
But it's the most heightened action.
Yeah, in the whole movie, not an action movie.
And it really captures your attention. But in this movie here, it's a bird's eye shot above him, and he just walks towards his desk and he just shoves everything into the ground.
It's just this moment of frustration.
Yeah, and then that's not enough. He has to grab the keyboard and smash it like twice and separately, because it's not enough. Like, this man, this detective, right, has kept his cool. He's been calm the entire way. He's had to deal with Hugh Jackman's arrogant anger issues. He's had to deal with having to interrogate and interview Alex, Paul Dano, not only but at the behest of the job, but also at the behest of Hugh Jackman's character. Like, he's indulging in Hugh Jackman's paranoid beliefs that he said this to me, you didn't hear that, you hold him, question him on this, ask him that. And so, okay, he indulges, he obliges, he goes and he questions Alex, and I believe he does his all. I really believe that he is going a little bit above and beyond for the likes of Hugh Jackman's character to cross the T's, dot the I's, do the real check to make sure that this is a dead end. And he can only do it so far, and he has to, we're considering all options, but he has to move on into the next thing. And so that's why when the next thing comes with David Schmaltz's character,
and he feels like that is more of a concrete path to follow. It's like, I think I will get answers here. And unfortunately, as the week goes on and he does have those interactions with Keller where he's like saying, you know, it's been a week, and it's like, it hasn't been a week. It's like, oh yeah, fuck off, it's been 6 days. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that pressure is also building on Loki as well. And it's like, don't forget, the scene that immediately precedes him smashing up his desk is he's gone into the interrogation room frustrated and has led to a scuffle, and that's when David Dashmossen's character gets the gun and shoots himself. And it's like, okay, this guy who we think killed these girls, we're never going to find out where they are now. These families aren't going to get any kind of closure. There's not going to be any justice. This guy's dead. We're not going to know. And so it's like, this is finally what Hugh Jackman said to him, is like, this is your fault.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? It is his fault. It's become his fault.
I appreciate the slow burn build up of that. Like, that's what it took. It took his failure. Mm-hmm. And it took being told he failed from the victim that he's responsible. And it's kind of funny, by him losing his cool, it's what directed him to look at the maze that David Dashmossen was drawing, and the little medallion that the corpse was wearing.
Yeah.
That was killed by the priest. It's just kind of funny that through his door-to-door check-ins, his run-of-the-mill investigation avenues for trying to find out these girls, he runs into the priest, which a dead body is found. What the hell has that got to do with the missing kids? Fucking hell, man. It has everything to do with it. It's just...
There's so many little things that there are pieces of the puzzle, but it's not until you've seen all of the pieces can you put the picture together.
And it involves other parties that are not pivotal to the plot, but it happens. And
Like, cause when he finds that body, like, we get a shot of the necklace with the maze, but he doesn't make mention of it, or like, he doesn't investigate that at all.
no, but sure, it's the fact that you find a dead body in a priest's house. In
Yeah,
his
that's the
basement.
important thing.
It's kind of funny. He noticed he looked at the plug of the fridge and thinking, why is the fridge moved all the way over there when you could just move over here and have the plug be behind it? And like, it's just one step leading to another, you know? It's have a bit of cop on.
And then I wonder, like, I'd have to rewatch it again just to see, but the picture that he sees at the end when he's in the house,
in the aunt's
and
house,
and then he knows who it is. He knows that the man in there was the aunt's, her husband, that left a couple of years ago. But when he's in the house,
and what did the priest say?
that they had
Killed.
16 kids.
Yeah.
But I wonder, when he first goes into the house, when he's like looking for Alex's stuff, when he's looking through the stuff, he does pick up a picture, but I don't think we get a picture. I don't think we see the necklace on that.
We see the picture of the husband.
But I don't know if we see the necklace.
I'm pretty sure it's you're not going to be looking for it.
But I wonder, is it there? It's
Yeah,
just one of these things that
think
Loki just looked over.
I think it is there. Yeah, he's so much focus on picking up the little minivan toy.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you're trying to find these girls, you're not looking at a necklace in a photo.
Yeah, of being worn by a man who...
He's not a part of the story.
Yeah, he's been missing for 5 years. Which is a fun mystery for the aunt to not get an answer from.
Yeah,
But
we get the answer to
yeah.
it, but she won't. Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that when I was watching this movie again and Loki pushes the toy minivan, the RV, the camper van, he just rolls it onto the little desk. Where does it roll to?
Right in front of her.
This fucking movie, David.
There's nothing unintentional.
No.
There's nothing unintentional. It's
Every
fabulous.
detail matters. Even he gets convinced that he gets sidetracked. He gets sidetracked with the corpse in the basement. He gets sidetracked with David Dashmossen's character. He gets sidetracked with now focusing in on Keller. Like, yeah, I know where you're going. I know where you're going. I got you, motherfucker. Yeah, you know what? That fucking eat a dick. He's so fucking proud of himself. He's actually captured him. No, he's so fucking wrong. And dude, when he goes down to the house and he sees the necklace, and all of a sudden dude, if he hasn't blinked already, he fucking he crunches his eyes because now he's learnt it all. Lad, do you know what scene? You know, when you have two high-profile actors working together, Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon and Christian Bale, Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale. All right, there's so many of them that you love to see parents together, and I love seeing this one. Right.
Is it the scene in the car?
It's a scene in the car.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm so glad we're on the same wavelength for this movie, because that is it's a fantastic scene of just like a man who's lying. Keller is trying to lie to not show, or he's trying not to give any kind of evidence that he knows where Paul Dano's character is.
Yeah.
But yet, even though he's acting, it's all fully real. of like his frustration and his loss of his daughter. He doesn't know what's happened, and like he is drinking again now. It's like that's something that's introduced in that scene. It's like, oh yeah, that I'm 9 years sober.
But he only started drinking to help cover up his lie. He's using truths to cover his lies.
Yeah, and it's like, is he a recovering alcoholic? Like, because we don't actually know that because it's not brought up.
Oh no, I believe he is.
I don't know. I really don't.
Why introduce it then?
Because it's a cover story for him.
But if it comes down to the matter of whether you can believe it or not, I choose to believe it because it's introduced.
I take it more as a recover. Here's why. I believe that it's a fake story because when Keller walks home, he's walking through the thing and he throws the bottle away.
I took it as he finished it.
I don't know. I didn't take that. I didn't take it as that. I thought that him saying that he was a recovering addict, recovering alcoholic, is a lie to hide the fact why he's there at all.
Well, but you know, it's a funny thing. I'm about to throw something to give you ammunition to your cause.
Go on.
When Loki, alright, guy never misses a thing, you've got half a bag of lye in your basement. What did you use it for? We used it to bury the dog. I'm sorry, did you have a dog in the first place? Alright, that feels like it's something that Loki could just look into. He could just easily go back to the house and say, hey, did you have a dog? He's like,
yeah, all he has to do is ask.
Yeah. So there you go. That's ammunition to you. That's the reason to give cause. It is just a simple lie to cover it up. But I choose to believe he is an alcoholic and he's in recovery. I don't believe they ever had a dog
because we don't get an answer. Neither of us are right, but neither of us are wrong. It's how we interpret the story.
Then we're all right.
Yeah, but that scene, I'm glad you brought it up because it's a fantastic scene when he's just like punching the car. Yeah. Like it's just like even in this moment where he's lying, it's all real.
And Jake Gyllenhaal has to keep his cool about it. Like he just hey. How many times does he say hey after Hugh Jackman stops punching his car? And I love that it's raining as well.
Oh man, there's like the location feels so real. Like the fact that they're caught in the rain or it's the ground is snowed over. Like it just feels like a real situation. You know, it's not like, oh, it's the perfect weather every day for the story. Like it's dark and it's gloomy and it's like characters just standing in the rain. It's just like it's so perfect.
I suppose it's now time to talk about the lead up, the reveal.
Well, before you talk about the reveal, I wanted to just mention how, because it's kind of in the same vein there of like the settings and everything like that, this is like one of the most beautiful films I've seen. This is just like the movie looks so good. And that's down to cinematographer Roger Deakins. Like there's one shot very early on in the film of a tree, of just the trunk of a tree. And I'm like, that is the best looking tree I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm watching this on a TV screen and this looks better than any tree I've seen in the actual real world. Like it's just, it's so good.
And he didn't win an Oscar until 2017.
That is atrocious. Like he is one of, if not the best cinematographer.
He's the most nominated cinematographer, but it took until Blade Runner 2049 for us to go, lads, for fuck's sake,
what are we doing here,
look
boys?
what he's done. And then he won again with 1917.
Yeah, well deserved.
So I want to talk about this sort of in chronological order. When Hugh Jackman cops it in the hospital to his visit to the house, followed by the reveal, and then Jake Gyllenhaal's visit.
This is the only thing that I find. This is the only thing I'd have to say negative about this.
Which is what?
Is that it feels very drawn out. It's a long sequence.
Is is this when Hugh Jackman goes to the house?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
from when he comes to the door.
Hold your tongue.
Okay.
Because I want to bring this up in the hospital scene. Have you ever felt haunted when the movie cuts to the quick, obscurely filmed flashbacks? Because when she says, "You were there," they put tapes on our mouths, and then boom, this like haunting music of like a nightmare, a proper nightmare, where we see these obscure shots, the plastic bottles with the black liquid in them. This shadowy figure leaning over the walls to walk away. You see the girls with tapes on their mouths in the room.
The way that these flash is like, I imagine this is all she remembers.
Yeah.
Like they're so drugged up that these flashes are the only things that Joy can remember.
Yeah.
Like that luckily they will come out of this not having remembered whatever happened to them. And that's like the tiniest of silver linings, that they won't be because it was such a short amount of time and they were so drugged up that they won't have to carry this with them for the rest of their lives. That's the only silver lining I can take out of this.
But I just, man, I don't think I can express properly how well captured those, like, that, like, maybe 7-second sequence where we are presented what it was like for them, where they were kidnapped by this monster, this fucking animal. Ugh. Like, it really does feel like a nightmare, like a haunted house, from a perspective of a kid. And the fact that as a fan watching this movie, as in the audience, I feel like I'm not informed yet. I remember watching this movie, and I remember not knowing the answer. I remember not knowing who is it. It's not until well after Hugh Jackman shows up to the house again and he's invited in, and it's when he says, "I don't want to hurt you,"
That it dawns on you.
Yeah. Because I had no fucking clue where it was going. How the hell are you supposed to expect it's this little old lady?
It's one of those things that, see, you described earlier on that this is kind of a whodunit. I wouldn't really put it in that category because there's no way you could have known who this was.
No,
until it's revealed.
No, there's no suspects, and I will give you that. But for some reason, I could probably make you a list next time I meet you, and I'll show you. See here, here's a bunch of whodunits that are not traditional murder mystery whodunits.
No,
yet I love them all better.
Yeah, but I mean that, like, there's no, she's not a red herring. There's no point where we even think it could possibly be her, because we've no reason to suspect her at all.
No.
So when he goes to the house and it's revealed to us, it is a shocking moment, because I never for a second thought it could even be this person.
Yeah.
There was no reason to believe that it would have been her.
But it has to be someone you know.
Oh, it has to be, yeah. Like, if it had just been some randomer, like, sometimes, like, it would have been interesting if it had just been someone random. It's like, yeah, no, they weren't on the trail. They weren't on the right path. Like, how interesting would that be? It's like, yeah, no, it's just someone else. They would, like, had the girls not gotten away, they wouldn't have found them.
Yeah.
Do you know? Or, like, have you ever seen Memories of Murder?
No, but I do want to. Have you ever seen True Detectives?
I've seen the first season of True Detectives.
So, if you watch that first season again, there's at least 2 scenes before that show reveals who the serial killer is.
Well, I would recommend then to you, not my official recommendation, but Memories of Murder.
It is on my list to watch at some point.
That's an interesting reveal of the killer.
Yeah. No, I do want to watch that at some point. What do you make about this scene where this monstrosity of a man in that we call Hugh Jackman is at the mercy of this little old hag of a bitch with a wee pistol shooter? All he has to do is charge at her. All he had to do is be more prepared.
Yeah. See, he's got his wits about him. He's got the sense about him, is that he could do that, absolutely, but there's no guarantee that his daughter is alive. Like, if he, like, in his mind, well, no, it's not even just in his mind. He's the only one that knows. He hasn't told anyone in the hospital. He just ran. No one else knows who this is. So he is the hero of this story. He's the hero of his story. He's going to save his daughter. If he runs at her and gets shot and dies, there's no one to save her. She's going to die as well. So he has to
comply.
He has to comply. He has to go with it. And when she says, like, drink this, he's like, no, I'm not drinking that. I don't know what it is. And she's like, that's the only way you're going to see your daughter. He immediately picks it up and starts drinking. Yeah. He's got a blind faith.
First of all, when she tells him, "Drink up, Mr. Keller, or blow your brains out, and I'll bring your daughter in here and
make her clean it up,
make her scrub your brains up off the floor." Monster. And then, did you see when the handcuffs she makes him put on? How rusted and old they are.
These are not the first risks these handcuffs have been around,
dude. And then her husband's secret recipe. I believe her husband is as much of a culprit as she is responsible for all these kidnappings and murders of the children. But I feel like she's the architect of it. She's the one who initiated it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like at some point he followed along until he found he came to the point where he could brag about it to a priest. Dumb fucker didn't think he'd actually be killed for it, which is good.
No, they kind of seem like nearly a Bonnie and Clyde. Like, they're the two of them are as there's no one person leading and the other one following along.
Yeah.
They're both complicit in it. They both are of equal stature with it.
How do you think the priest killed the man?
I would say he probably tied him to that chair and let him starve to death. Like, that'd be it.
Yeah, not haunting at all. No wonder he was a drinker. But even when they walk outside, and he's just literally up behind her, and she's so close to him, all he has to do is just elbow her in the face, and then he could disarm her, and then break her leg or two, smack her around,
But
and
he
then
still doesn't know where she is, and he
then call the police. Then
you're not thinking in that moment. It's easy to do it when you're from the outside here.
he
But
could so easily do that.
I know he could. I know,
Because-
but he doesn't know where she is.
And then I feel like that's the one and only chance he could have apprehended her, because by the time she gets him to move the car, she has the gun on him, and then he immediately goes to look up and see. He lifts the board up from the hole to see if she's in there. I says, maybe she's down there. I had the girls down there when the police were snooping around. You fucking cunt. And I just like how matter of fact Hugh Jackman was about it, where he says, you want me to go in the hole, you're gonna have to shoot me. I'm not gonna go in there just because you asked me to. And she reacts and responds like, I guess you're right. She shoots him, no bother. And okay, now you shot me, I have no choice, I have to go in there.
Yeah.
And then when he just jumps in, and now he's helpless. Now he's vulnerable. And now he's no idea about... He has to look around to see if his daughter's body in there or not. And then what does she say? She talk about kicking a man while he's down. Talk about rubbing salt on wounds. I hope to God you're still alive when I dump your daughter's body down there.
It's like she's just a monster. She's cruel.
She needs to be put into a saw trap.
Yeah.
It's
a good way of putting it, yeah.
And do you know what else as well? This conversation he has with her, the whole scene, really, it's kind of like this conversation should not be for him. This is what she should be. She should be having this conversation with Jake Gyllenhaal's character, because he is the cop. He's the detective investigating this. Because Jake Gyllenhaal's role in interacting with her is quick, fast, and done in a hurry.
Yeah.
What he does to her is what I felt like Hugh Jackman should have done to her. But they flipped the roles.
Yeah.
And because they flipped the roles, the one thing Hugh Jackman said to Jake Gyllenhaal in the car: my daughter is out there somewhere crying and worrying and wondering why I am not there to rescue her. Me, her father, not you. Is that not foreshadowing at its peakest?
Yeah.
Because what happens then? Hugh Jackman fails to rescue her, and so he prays, blind faith.
Yeah. Look after my daughter, God Almighty, please.
And of all the people who come to rescue her, it's the one man Hugh Jackman once upon a time says, you're not supposed to rescue her. She's my daughter.
Yeah.
And it's Jake Gyllenhaal who rescued her. The man with no family, the man who lives a lonely life and he's married to his job. And he finds her.
And Hugh Jackman is the one who gets all the answers.
Yeah.
But then isn't the hero. Whereas, yeah, you're right, that feels like it should be the reverse. Like, the detective should get the answers, and the father should be the hero.
Getting the revenge. But Jake Gyllenhaal doesn't see it as revenge.
No.
And I like the quick thinking. That motherfucker does not hesitate to pull his gun out. And he tells her, get up, hands up. And stop her from injecting the child with the fucking thing. And yeah, she knows it's over. And do you know what? Just to fucking spite her, no, I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna be buried in a fucking box. You're not getting cremated. And he fucking she got a good shot at him. She grazed his head.
Yeah.
But she gets taken out just like that, because now we've got the answers. She's not important anymore. It's important is the final sequence here, the rescue.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got teary up. I got teared right up.
Really?
Fuck. Yeah, man. Do you not?
Even though you know they're all going to be okay.
I know how the movie ends, but dude, the music in this scene and Loki's vision with the blue lights and the snow and the blood dripping down in his face, and then he's trying to
the rain on the windshield. You're like, you can't see anything.
And he's driving from the arsehole of nowhere into the local town to get to the hospital, and he has to risk blue light in it, avoiding all the red lights. He just has to take a risk. He has to trust a bit of fucking blind faith that he's not gonna crash the car.
Yeah.
And the music's swelling up in that moment there, and she's ODing in the back there. She's foaming at the mouth, and when he doesn't even realize the hospital is right there.
It's on the other side of the road. Yeah, he's driving on the wrong side.
And so he fucking beelines it in there. And even how he gets out of the car, he gets out and he slips.
Yeah, that you know what? That you're right. That is such a good, like, that's not scripted. Like,
No.
Jake Gyllenhaal got out there and slipped, and he's like, okay, I'm not going to break character, I'm going to go. And the thought then to go around the other side, because he's not going to, like, take her out and possibly slip and hurt her.
Yeah.
He's going around the whole way.
And he pulls her in from the side of the door where the entrance to the hospital is closer. And then the newspaper scene happens, and then I just love seeing this wholesome scene where the mothers and Terrence Howard and the children come in there, and they bring the girl in to sit, and the mother says she just wanted to say thank you to her hero, the man who rescued her. And it's like, Jake Loki, he doesn't have family.
He doesn't have the skills to be talking to kids. He's like, hello.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't have any kind of, like, trying to talk to her or anything like that. He's, like, literally like, yeah, this was just the job for me.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's just funny that he didn't play a cop. He played hero. And I just love that some fans might be watching this movie and root against Jake Gyllenhaal and in favour of Hugh Jackman because of their polar opposite paths on trying to figure out where the children are. And because of that fact alone, you might be anti Jake Gyllenhaal and pro Hugh Jackman, but it's Jake Gyllenhaal who saves the day. Do you know, the man who's been following it by the book because he's tied to the rules of the law. Do you know, and then he still doesn't deny the fact that I believe we'll find him. I believe we'll find Keller, because they think he just ran away. They don't know where he went, and then she's saying, and they'll go to jail, and he's just saying probably.
yeah, probably. Yeah. Like, just because we may find him and he may be saved, it doesn't make what he did, like, he tortured an innocent man.
Yeah.
You know, he will.
Well, he tortured a man, period.
Yeah.
Like that's the way he sees it. And you know, as much as Jake Gyllenhaal kicked around a guy, like, remember when he apprehended Alex, and he's just kicking him around in handcuffs, and then he's kicking Bob when he apprehended him. Like he's a typical cop, you know, but he's still, like, he sees himself a bit high and mighty in the law. You know, like, only I have the authority to do this.
Yeah.
But and that's what kind of takes away the fact that you might not like that he gets to play a hero. He got to rescue the girl, not her father. And
Not only does he get to save the daughter, but just that final scene, just the faintest.
If there was ever a scene where you paid attention,
yeah,
just
you with your ears,
yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, please let me hear,
because
please."
you're hoping to maybe you'll learn something new. Maybe you'll see something extra, because when they're just digging the ground and this place can be frozen up for weeks, we're not going to get anything.
Yeah,
and
you're like, no, he's down there,
and everyone's leaving, and it's just Jake Gyllenhaal there, and he's just standing on his own, and just the shot to his back, looking ahead, and
the faintest. Like, you literally have to,
faintest.
like, just you do, like, turn your ears to HD. You're like, come on, please let me hear it. And then just that the kind of head turns that he does, where he's like,
and
did I hear that?
And then he laughs it off.
I'm imagining this. Yeah, there's no
he
way.
denies it, and then he looks back.
Cut to black. Oh man, goosebumps. You just talking about it there. Like, it's the perfect ending where we don't have to spoon feed us the answers. We know what happens next, but it's just so good, man.
I want you to spoon feed me. What happens next?
Come on, he finds him.
He pulls him out.
Yeah, he pulls him out. It's a family reunion of, he takes Keller back to his family. They get to see each other. It's like, okay, but now I got to take you in. You know.
I don't care.
No, and neither will Keller.
No,
neither
he
will
won't.
Keller.
He's gonna shake his hand.
Thank you for saving me. Now take me to jail. Yeah.
Of course, it's 5 stars.
Yes. Okay. Thank God. Whew, thank God. It's honestly, it's up there.
This is one of the best movies in the last maybe 20 years.
Yeah, it's my favorite, I think, thriller
It's my favorite mystery. I can't name a better mystery than this. I'm ashamed I didn't see this in cinemas.
Yeah, it's one that I would love to go back to see just for the cinematography alone, just seeing it on the big screen.
I just wanted to. I wish I could see it on the big screen for the first time.
Yeah,
And-
wouldn't this be one that you'd love to wipe your memory of and
Yeah.
go back and watch it again for the first time?
yeah. Not for the experience alone, just for the mystery alone.
Yeah.
And dude, like I really want Denis Villeneuve to come a little bit back to Earth now, leave the galaxy.
So you're not going to get that because we got Dune coming, and then what's his next project? James Bond.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah,
he's completely forgot about
next
that.
for Bond. So it's going to be a while before you get something.
No, we're never getting these type of movies then again. This is his most down to earth movie, I think. And I refuse to pick anything else. I'd like him to see work with other actors, these actors again.
Yeah,
at some point.
he worked with Jake Gyllenhaal. They did Enemy together.
Yeah, I know,
which is one I need to watch again.
That I know. I'm not a fan of that. Not a fan.
I remember enjoying it, but I didn't. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than spiders.
It's a movie I just forced myself. Like Christopher Nolan did this movie called Following. That's what Enemy is to me for Denis Villeneuve.
Fair enough. Do you know what? I'm gonna maybe hurt you a little bit. I don't like Sicario.
I'm sure that's fine.
I thought you were a big Sicario fan.
I like it. I think it's a good movie. It's
I'm
funny that he's worked with Josh Brolin there. Dude, he easily could have casted Josh Brolin as the likes of Hugh Jackman.
Oh yeah. Oh, you could see Josh Brolin take on that role. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of funny now. We've now forced two actors in this conversation, in this recording, who were high profile contenders to play Joel from The Last of Us.
Josh Brolin and Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
And neither of them played it. But yet, when this movie came out in 2013, the year The Last of Us came out, it was released, the comparisons were never enough. Putting a still of Hugh Jackman
In the raincoat, especially, I'd say.
yeah. And this is he is perfect casting for Joel. How is he not? The only thing he probably couldn't do is a deep voice, like what Josh Brolin could do. But once they said Pedro Pascal, there's no going back.
Yeah. Listen, come here. We'll talk about video game adaptations next week when we talk about Mortal Kombat 2. So you can talk all about video game adaptations then. But have you got a recommendation before we let these people go?
I'm going to recommend... I could recommend Sicario because I think that is a cool movie, because I'm already thinking about this one scene where Benicio del Toro tells the cartel members, "Do you want to die?" in Spanish, when they're all pointing their guns at each other. I would love a third one. They're written by Taylor Sheridan as well. I would love a third one. Bring everyone back. Bring him back. It doesn't matter. I don't know. Sicario. How many times have you seen it?
Once.
Watch it one more time.
Okay, I'll do that for you.
Will you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And I'll watch the second one as well. Day of the Soldado.
They should have just called it Soldado. Anywho, have you got a recommendation?
I'm going to recommend another thriller starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Nocturnal Animals.
Never seen it.
Oh, Brian, do yourself a favour.
Thanks for not saying my surname.
No worries. It is, yeah. If you like thrillers, it is fantastic. I will say 3 names. No, I will say one other name.
What?
Michael Shannon.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. But
I'll
please do yourself a favour, and you listener, do yourself a favour. If you like thrillers, Nocturnal Animals.
All right.
Brian, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Talking Pictures Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to us to never miss an episode. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, as well as another podcast entitled Saturday Morning Cartoon Club, where we have new episodes on that on the last Saturday of every month. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to us on your favourite podcasting app of choice. You can follow us on all of our social medias. They're down in the links below. This podcast is brought to you by Another Happy Studios, so make sure to check out all of the other podcasts in our network. Those can be found at anotherhappystudios.com or can be found on the Another Happy Studios YouTube channel. Brian, any final words before we let these people go?
I like that it's a race for us to now mark off the recordings on our calendar.
Are you raging that I've already done it?
I'm not raging. I just think it's funny that, oh, David bet me to it.
Yeah.
Because we cross off recording. And
Yeah.
it's just nice now to look back how well we're doing. We are doing very well in our recordings. Like, the fact that
We're ahead of ourselves.
this movie has been on our banks list.
Probably since the bank list.
Since the bank list was created. We both chose 5 movies each.
Yeah.
And we're getting to them. We're getting to them.
Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Dave.